Hi, my name is Clint Hoffman, candidate for mayor of Frederick City. And on this website, like I said in the others, we're going piece by piece on some of the misuse of authority by the Frederick City Police Department. I'm going to start this one off at case number 002U000445592. I impounded a vehicle from Uptown Motors. The owner called me, Roger Hess. It's right there next to the fountain. I'm sure you all passed that a million times. It's where he put the Christmas tree. He called me and said someone parked a vehicle on his property. Walked right past him, just parked it right there and left. Called me up. I went up there. He pointed it out. I got photographs. I picked the vehicle up, started to head back to the tow lot. I got a call from a Christine Warner, the owner of the vehicle, asking if I towed the vehicle. I said yes. And yes, I did have a sign there, and she parked in front of the sign. Of course, it's not these new regulated signs, 24 by 30. So I told her how much it was going to be. Strangest thing, it's the same price it is now. $250 after our weekend release fee, which makes it $250. She came down to the tow lot to pick it up. An officer brought her down. Later, I found out his name is Joseph Kinrect Jr. That's who the police officer brought her down. He came up to the door and tried to use his police powers to get me to release the vehicle. And I said, no, that's not the way it works. He was yelling and screaming. Of course, at that time, I didn't know he was a police officer. He had a coat on. And he came up and says, yeah, how much is it? Told him how much it was going to be. I was still sitting in the vehicle. And then that's when he found out he was a police officer. He became hostile, leaned his head in the door. I asked him to step back out the door. He repeatedly said no. Finally, I called the Frederick City Police Department for help. Then he stepped back. An officer showed up, Officer Payne, real good officer, showed up, asked me what happened. I told him. He said he'd check it out. She paid the bill, took the car. She was very nice person. And 2 or 3 weeks later, I get served with papers now. I'm being charged with grand theft auto, facing 15 years, 5 years for theft under 500. That would be her impound fee. And then improper signs, which Frederick City at that time didn't even have sign regulation. They were going by Baltimore City sign regulation. And it wasn't her that filed the charges, it was Sam Bowman. Did it personally. This officer, Joseph, contacted him and gave him some kind of story. In his police report, says, I impounded on March 4, 2006, a 2004 Dodge Neon. That's true. Says I took it from CareNet. I didn't even know where that was. They didn't even have the right place or where it was taken from. I had to get in my car, drive all the way down just to find out where that was. It's across the street. He swore under oath that this was the truth. And he didn't even have the right address where I took it. That was Dorsey's Towing's account, not mine. He sent out a summons for Dorsey, for Micah Dorsey's. Dorsey went around and said that I was being charged with this. I went down and saw the chief. Chief says, oh, this is a good charge. This is a good charge. City lawyer's there. Oh, this is a good charge. This is a good charge. You got to take this in court. I said it would be a good charge if I actually took the car from where Sam Bogan says I took it. I told him, I said, look, I took it from Uptown Motors. I gave him a phone number. Chief didn't want to hear it. Chief didn't want to talk to me. Fine. I left, went over to Internal Affairs and talked to Drumberg, Sergeant Drumberg. He listened. He said, Clint, this is easy enough to find out. He says, I'll just call Christine Porter and find out where she parked. Now, while a month of this is going on, you know, it's very stressful facing 21 years in prison for something you didn't do. I'm having chest pains, panic attacks, very stressful. And Drumberg talked to me. He said, Clint, I took care of it. We dropped it. I called Christine. You were right. She parked it where she wasn't supposed to. And he put his hand like this. I guess that means he swept it under the table because I didn't have to go to court. You know what else I found out? The police department hired her. She was there for a job interview. They hired her the same time they filed charges on me. Is that corruption? Hush, hush. Is that the way we're supposed to do things around here? No, it's not. And this is just one of many incidents. I have a lot more papers, and as we go through the website, I'll bring up each one at a time and explain each one of them. I have the case numbers. If anybody out there is having the same problems with the Frederick City Police Department, will you please call me so I can videotape you and put you on the website so other people also can see. Give me a call. Clint Hoffman at Discount Time. Thank you.